Hey there, my name is Lexi and thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but I'm kind of refiguring some things out for my channel and how I want to approach doing tutorials and other content for my channel. So I've decided to stop thinking about it so much and to just go ahead and do it when the ideas come to my mind, put the videos out there. So that being said, this video, I had the thought of showing you exactly why you should be looking at your numbers as far as your social media. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. Why you should be looking at your numbers as far as your social media, things to look for, and then once you're finished looking and analyzing those numbers, figuring out a plan on how to post to get the most engagement, to get the most retention, and all of that good stuff. So if that's something you're interested in learning more about, keep watching.
Goddamn, raise your hand if you working hard. Goddamn, raise your hand if you know you say, yeah. She work, hey, she work, hey, she work, okay, yeah. She work, hey, she work, okay, she work, she's done. You can tell them that you say, you can tell them that you say.
Okay, so like I said, this video is super informal. I haven't done any notes. I just really had the idea that I want to talk about some of the things I do. And one of the things I do is monthly, at the end of the month, I look at all of my analytics across all of my social media. And I actually created a spreadsheet for myself where I look at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I look at analytics for Apple Music and Spotify. And then I look at the analytics for my website. And basically, I'm doing that to get an idea of what's working, what's not working, what time should I be posting things, how much growth am I seeing, which numbers am I using to measure that growth by, and who is my main audience, where are they based, and basically trying to, by looking at these numbers and looking at this data, what kind of content should I be making more of? What content should I stay away from? What times are the best times to post? What kinds of posts are going to appeal to certain genders? And then what country is most engaged, or what city is most engaged? And I basically do this every single month because I want to make sure that I am keeping a steady hand on the pulse of my audience and who they are and how they're growing and what's keeping me growing. So today, let me turn this around. So I want to show you what my analytics spreadsheet looks like. And hopefully you can see this. All right, bear with me. So every month, and then I always put when I actually did the analysis, like when I actually looked at the data. So looks like I didn't finish. But anyway, so as you can see here, I have the platform, how many followers, page likes, or subscribers I have, my impressions, best time to post, Monday through Sunday, or yeah, for the whole week. And then I have a section that lets me document, is my audience mostly men or women, which country, which city, what's the dominant language, and then I have some extra notes on the side here that give me more insight into what I need to be paying attention to if there's anything that I missed with those other calculations. So I have 3 tabs. Well, yeah. So this tab we're on is the social media tab, and the social media platforms I use to engage with people the most is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. My next tab is music, and I'm looking at Apple Music and Spotify. The reason why I'm choosing Apple Music and Spotify is because I mainly use CD Baby for distribution, and CD Baby, they have a tool that I can use that lets me see the analytics for Apple Music and Spotify. I think iTunes is also an option, but I don't get enough data from iTunes to have any like usable information from that. So that's why I only look at Apple Music and Spotify. I haven't looked into any analytics for Google or Tidal, but that might be something that I add on to my spreadsheet. So with this one, this is music. I'm an artist. Music is important to me. That's how people are going to connect to me the most. So of course I need to analyze how people are like interacting with me, but also what kind of product am I putting out and do people like the product? My product is music. And so that's why I'm keeping an eye on how many streams I'm getting, which songs are getting the most love. So it'll show the total streams for the last 30 days, basically. Which songs are the most popular, which sources. So like, are these coming from playlists? Are people saving this to their personal libraries? Or are they like specifically searching for me as the artist or for my album, which is extremely important information. Top devices. How are people consuming it? Are they looking on their cell phone, personal computer, tablet, gaming console, mobile, desktop, stuff like that? And then again, the top countries. And then in the notes, I might put extra information like with Spotify, how many monthly listeners do I have? How many unique listeners? And yeah. And then the last one is going to be, the last tab is going to be from my website. And what I'm looking at on my website is how are people viewing my content, which pieces of content, which pages on my website are they most engaging with. So the top devices, is it a cell phone, is it a desktop computer or a tablet? The top sources, where are they coming from? So this ties into my social media. So as you can see for May, most of the people coming to my website were coming because of my social media. Second most was directly to my website. So they were coming because they intentionally put in LexCATL.com, and then a search on Google. People were searching for me on Google. And so extremely important information to figure out which pieces of your whole network, which pieces are working for you the best. And then I have the top pages. This is the Work with Lexi page, the cover page, and then official. I think that's official videos or official music, maybe. I don't know. But again, top countries, top cities, and then notes about maybe trends that I'm noticing on my page. So I'm not going to go into detail about how I log into my website and get these numbers, or how I log into CD Baby and get these numbers for my streaming. I'm not even going to go into Facebook or YouTube analytics. I just wanted to show you how I keep track of my analytics. What I want to show you today is Instagram and what you should be looking at for your Instagram. Now, if you want me to sit down with you and hash out like a spreadsheet similar to mine, then I will make that available for purchase on my website. That's a new task for myself. It's going to be available on my website. You just have to go to the shop tab of my website. As a matter of fact, why don't we just do that since I have the camera, right? So LexCATL.com/home, go to shop, and I will put it under Work with Lexi. How about that? So I'm going to put it on this page, and I'm going to, it's going to be like a little worksheet for you. So yeah, I'm going to do that. That's the task for me. And by the time this video comes out, that will be available. So anyway, what I just want to talk to you today about is Instagram, because I use Instagram the most. That's where I see the most engagement. That's where I see the most growth in numbers. And I like using that platform a lot more as opposed to the others. I actually need to add Twitter now that I think about it, because I just got a new Twitter. But anyway, so like I said, this video, super informal. I hope you don't mind, but this is what the view is gonna look like, okay? So we're on Instagram, right? On my phone. Let me see. There we go. Oh, who's that? Anyway, so you're gonna go to your profile. You're gonna look at, and let me do this with my right hand. You're gonna look at these 3 lines here. Click on that, and then you're gonna click on Insights. So the thing with Instagram, they only give you from the last 7 days, which I don't like. Can I change that at all? No, I don't think I can. But anyway, so typically I will be analyzing from like the last 30 days what's been happening. With Instagram, you don't have to worry about that so much because they're only giving you 7 days. So you just kind of want to look at, as far as when I'm checking my analytics right now as compared to last month, you know, how are my numbers doing? So here, accounts reached, content interactions, total followers. What I look at, I want to know how many followers I have because I want to compare that to how many I had last time. So it's saying that I'm up 1.3%. And honestly, this is probably the most important tab. So we're going to look at our followers and we're going to see the top locations. Atlanta is where I live, so it makes sense that most of my audience is going to be based in Atlanta, but I also have New York, Charlotte, Los Angeles, Detroit, and then you can look at the countries. United States, that makes sense because that's where I'm based out of, but I also have the UK, Jamaica, Nigeria, Canada. I'll get into why that's important later. Looking at the age range, which age group is most engaged with your content or who is paying attention to you the most. So my age group is going to be anywhere from 18 to 54, but most of those people who engage with me, they are in my age group, which is 25 to 34. Of those, what percentage are men? Still 25 to 34, and the women still 25 to 34. It's supposed to show, here it is. Okay, so my particular audience, it's mostly men and not so much women. 70% men, 30% women. And then you can scroll down some more and look at the most active times. So today is Sunday. I don't know why it's showing me Saturday, but basically this is showing you when your audience is most active on this platform. So if you tap on these numbers, what I'm looking for is the time that has the most amount of impressions on it or the most active clocks. And from what I'm seeing right here, 2,583 at 3 p.m. on Saturday. So how does all this tie into, you know, how you should be looking at these numbers to determine what kind of content you're posting, who is looking at your stuff, and basically what is my mindset on how I determine what I'm going to do when I'm going to post based off of these numbers. So because the majority of my audience is in the United States, I don't worry too much about posting for time zones. I do what is going to work best for where most of my followers are, which is Atlanta. So I don't really worry too much about trying to conform to posting at peak times in other countries because the US is my main focus. As far as age range, I do have a more mature audience, so that might play a role into the kind of content that I'm putting on my page. I want to put like age appropriate things or things that people in my age range will identify with. I don't want to put things that are like too immature or things that people would not get if they're not in my age group. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Something that's really important for me, I'm a woman, and the fact that I have a bigger male audience than I do female audience, that plays a role in the kind of pictures or the kinds of angles that I'll capture when I do videos. And basically like even, I hate to say it this way, but even how revealing some of my outfits might be, or, you know, just basically men are more visual. And so the fact that I have more male followers, if I want to get more engagement from my audience, then I want to post things that are visually pleasing. So if we go back on here, content you shared, let me click on this, and it should tell you like what pieces of content had the most engagement. And keeping in mind that most of my audience is male, here you can see, I think this is all time. I don't want in the past year. I want in the last 30 days. So as you can see, and I did not put promotion on any of these, but I believe this is showing me the amount of impressions that I got with each post. So this picture got 6,407. This is of me with my chest out, got my leg out, standing over a balcony, real Drake-like. This is me in lingerie, got my chest out, got mis chichas, got my stomach out, and I'm trying to focus that, but yeah. So that got the second most amount of engagement in the last 30 days. This one is actually a video, which is kind of surprising. I'm in a slingshot, but I'm also in a pretty dress, something nice and bright, complements my skin tone. The next one is basically me in dresses, me with my chest out, me with my chest out. But the point I'm making here is the top two images, my audience is mostly male. These kinds of images are going to get their attention a lot easier than something like, oh, actually, I just showed it, than something like a quote. Let me go back. So these are going to get way more attention compared to like a quote that didn't get nearly as much attention. So that's something you want to keep in mind. My audience is mostly male, so it makes sense that I got the most engagement from those kinds of pictures. And then lastly, you want to look at when are your followers most active. So the reason why this is important is because not only do you want to create content that your audience relates to or content that your audience is likely to interact with, you also want to post at times when your audience is most likely to be the most engaged, when everyone is online. So you don't have to follow this if you don't want to. You can use like the average peak times, like, what's the average peak time for around the world to post based on your time zone. But in my opinion, it's better that you focus on your followers and when they are on here. Oh, y'all don't need to see that. I don't think y'all did, but anyway. So it's better to make sure that you are paying attention to when your audience is on here, because the goal is to get as much engagement as you possibly can in the shortest amount of time. When you get a lot of engagement in a short amount of time, it tells the Instagram algorithm that this is a good piece of content, that more people should see this content, because everyone who immediately sees it, or it hasn't been up very long and it's already getting so much engagement, this is a good thing to share. That's how you end up on like the Explore page and being discovered by people who aren't your direct followers, but they might be followers of your followers, or they have some kind of connection, or they're just random, honestly. So it's important to make sure that you're putting your content on your site, on your platform, when most people are going to be engaged. And a good way to see that is, first off, look at the days. This is pretty even. Apparently, according to this, my followers are pretty much active every single day, which is really good. It used to be that they were active maybe like 3 or 4 times out of the week, but this is a pretty even spread. So let's just assume that every single day is a good day to post according to what this is telling me. But you can get even more detailed by breaking it down and looking at what is the best time to post when you are most likely to catch your followers being online. So you can actually, it's going to look like this when you initially get on. All you have to do is tap on it and it will show you these numbers. So we can look at this and see that on Saturdays at 3 p.m. is when I should post, because that's when most of my followers are on. Sundays at 6 p.m. I should post, because that's when most of my followers are on. Mondays at 3 p.m. is when most of my followers are on. Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Wednesdays at 3 p.m. So it's looking like 3 p.m. is the time slot for me when I need to be posting. 3 p.m. You can see that 3 to 6 is extremely close right there. So you could even post in between those windows. So you can take the highest number at each time on those days, or you can look at like the top 3. So this is saying between 12 and 6 on Sunday is when most of my followers are online. Between 12 and 6 on Monday, 12 and 6 on Tuesday, 12 and 6 on Wednesday, 12 and 6 on Friday. Basically, I need to make sure that I am posting 12 to 6 every single day because that's when my followers are the most active. So I would say that you need to make it a regular habit. And let me turn this back around to me. Oh, okay. So, I'm so pretty. I would say that you need to make it a habit of checking in on your analytics and your insights for all of the social media platforms that you use. Make a habit of checking it at least once a month. There will be people who would say that you should check it once a week, but for me personally, that's too stressful. And I don't want to set aside time every single week to do that, as bad as that might sound, but it works better for my schedule to check it once a month so that I can adjust to new trends as I see them coming up. Now, if you want to move a little quicker or adjust a little quicker, then if once a week works for you, you kind of want to get a quick glance of when people are active, who's active, where people are active, then you can do once a week. But I would recommend you do it at least once a month to have a good pulse on things. And this is important because it's like research. You're studying your audience, you're studying when they're on, what time they're like, what kind of content they're on, so you can cater your imagery and your content to stuff that people are more likely to engage with, to stuff that people want to engage with. So if you notice that you have certain pictures or certain videos, they have a certain look about them, or you're wearing a certain kind of style, you're being kind of revealing, or it's comedic, whatever it is that your field is, whatever piece of content gets the most engagement, take a look at the common traits between those pieces of content and decide how you can create more things that look like that and represent that. Because obviously that's what's getting the most engagement with your audience. And when you get a lot of engagement with your audience, that's going to help you in the eyes of the algorithm get more favor, and you'll have a better likelihood of being placed on the Explore page because you're telling Instagram, I'm creating good content that people want to see, content that people engage with. Instagram algorithm likes that. So I didn't want to make this video too long, but it ended up being over 20 minutes. I hope that going through and looking at, how to access your analytics, how to change the date range so you can see from the last 7 days, last 30, last 6 months, last year. That's important. Take a look at your own analytics and then make a plan around, when is your audience most there? Is your audience mostly male or female? What kind of content are they engaging in? And I know I'm sounding really repetitive right now, but it's extremely important that you do this research to learn your audience. And because when you learn your audience, then you have a better understanding of what to put out, how to put it out, when to put it out, and you have a better gauge on who is going to be there to support. So that's all I wanted to show you on this. Again, I'm going to make that spreadsheet available for purchase on my website. So if you are interested in having your own data tracker for seeing, for keeping track of your numbers basically, then I will put this on the website and you can copy and paste it and use it for your own use at home. So you have something to look at, and I'll even put examples on there for you. If you would like for me to keep track of analytics and look at the numbers for you and then give you recommendations, then that will be like a consultation. Use the Work with LexC tab and do career planning. Yes, so use the Work with LexC tab. So you're going to go on my website. Let me show you. You're going to go on my website, LexCATL.com. You're going to go to shop. You're going to go to Work with LexC. This page is going to pop up. Click on career planning. Click on career planning. And if you want me to do the analytics for you, to look at it for you, and then give a recommendation based off of what I see, then yeah, you can use that to contact me and I will gladly do that for you. Bring back my light, please. Okay. But again, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful and insightful. And I hope that it helps you to formulate your own plan, your own game plan on how you're going to research your audience more so that you can get the engagement that you want and the growth that you want from your audience. And that trickles down into getting new supporters, new fans, whatever have you. So thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up. Comment down below in the comment section to tell me what you liked about the video, or tell me what kind of topics you want me to talk about for upcoming videos. You can email your questions or requests to lexisolo@gmail.com. That's in the description box down below. And also, last thing, please support me on Patreon. For just $5 a month, you will get instant access to my content as soon as I upload it, not when I make it public for the general public on YouTube. But as soon as I upload my videos after they're done editing, you will see that as soon as I upload. For just $5 a month on patreon.com/LexCATL. So if you want this information a lot quicker, and if you want me to be more responsive to your requests, to your questions, become a patron of mine on patreon.com/LexCATL.com. But again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Lexi. Till next time. Peace.